The town of Hollow Creek was a place forgotten by time. Nestled deep within the Appalachian Mountains, it was a town of secrets. The dense forest pressed close, a wall of ancient trees and hushed whispers. Mist clung to the hollows, thick and cloying, a shroud over the town's heart. The air itself felt heavy, burdened with something unseen. Days were short, the sun a pale ghost struggling to pierce the canopy above. Nights were long, filled with the rustling of leaves and the distant howl of unseen creatures. The townsfolk kept to themselves, their faces etched with a weariness that ran deeper than the years. They knew the secrets the mountains held. Strangers rarely visited Hollow Creek. Those who did spoke of a palpable unease, a feeling of being watched. The silence was too deep, the shadows too long, and always there was the forest, a silent, watchful presence that seemed to hold its breath, waiting. Every year, as the leaves turned and the air grew crisp, the whispers began. They spoke of the Witch of Hollow Creek, a malevolent spirit bound to the woods. They told of a curse, a pact made in blood that demanded a sacrifice. And they whispered of the missing, souls claimed by the forest, never to be seen again. The legend was as old as the town itself. Some dismissed it as folklore, a ghost story to frighten children. But others knew better. They had seen the fear in the eyes of their grandparents, heard the hushed tones of warning passed down through generations. They knew the truth held within the legend.
Each year, on the eve of the harvest moon, one soul would vanish. Sometimes it was a young person, full of life and dreams. Other times it was an elder, their wisdom and experience no match for the curse. But always, it was someone who had strayed too far, who had dared to tempt fate in the shadow of the mountains.
My grandmother used to tell me stories about the witch. She said the forest watches, waits, and when it chooses, it takes.
He arrived in the dying days of summer, a solitary figure with sharp eyes and a skeptical smile. John Blackwood, a writer drawn to the strange and unexplained, had heard the whispers of Hollow Creek. He came seeking inspiration, a story to tell. He found something far more unsettling. The townsfolk were wary of him, their glances furtive, their words guarded. They spoke of the curse with a mixture of fear and resignation, their voices hushed, their eyes darting to the tree line. But John saw no fear in their eyes, only a chilling acceptance.
They can't all believe in this nonsense, can they? It's just a story, a superstition. I'll find the truth.
He listened to their tales, their warnings, their pleas for him to leave. He dismissed them as superstition, the ramblings of an isolated community. He would find no story here, he thought. He was wrong. The story had already found him.
You should leave, Mr. Blackwood. We don't need outsiders stirring up old ghosts.
John's skepticism began to waver as he delved deeper into the town's history. He spent hours in the dimly lit library, poring over faded manuscripts and crumbling journals. He spoke to the oldest residents, their memories long and shadowed. And slowly, piece by piece, he began to uncover a truth more unsettling than any legend.
The witch, she was real. And this pact, this curse, it's all true, but why? Why would they keep such a horrible secret?
Because, Mr. Blackwood, some truths are too dangerous to be forgotten. We made a bargain long ago to protect ourselves, and sometimes protection comes at a terrible cost.
He discovered the witch had been real, her name whispered with reverence and fear. He learned of a pact made centuries ago, a desperate bargain for protection. And he found hints of a darker truth, a conspiracy of silence that stretched back generations. The townsfolk were not simply victims of the curse, they were its keepers. They had learned to live with the darkness, to offer their sacrifices as the price of their continued existence. And they would protect their secret at all costs.
You've seen too much, Mr. Blackwood. For your own sake, leave while you still can.
I can't, not now. Not when I'm so close to the truth.
And so, the shadows of the past closed in as John Blackwood faced the chilling reality of Hollow Creek.